Hello, y'all. This is Julian Rico, and this is a interesting video I want to put in for today. As the MLS season comes to an end, MLS stands for Major League Soccer. I was thinking to do a prediction video. So here it is. I'm predicting the Western and Eastern Conference for the 30 seasons, 30 teams for the MLS as we have a new chapter of this MLS season. We have the new faces of each club, including our newest member, San Diego FC. Welcome to the MLS. We'll start with the Eastern Conference and then we'll start with the Western Conference. My dark horse that could probably potentially be in the playoffs and who will win the MLS Cup. Let's start in the Eastern Conference. Coming in at number 15 in the Eastern Conference. Again, I'm not going to talk a lot about these teams because, yes, I am a football person, but I do watch a little bit of the soccer ones. Starting at 15, I got the Toronto FC. This is not a great way to start this episode if you're a Toronto FC fan. But this is one of those conversations between them and DC United. But again, Toronto FC, I got them in 15. At 14, the team I just mentioned, DC United. Listen, they got a good striker, but they didn't bring anybody else in this club, and so I'm still worried about it. And they just got lucky to get in that 10th spot. So sorry, I just got to put you in 14. At number 13, CF Montreal. Now, CF Montreal brought Joseph Martinez out of Miami, bring him in here. And now he's with San Jose, and things are not going well right there. Number 12, New England Revolution. This is one of those, could they be surprise team this year, or it could be a tough year for them? I just see them as a tough year for them. At 12th, New England Revolution. Number 11, the Philadelphia Union. The Philadelphia Union, I think there's a chance them or Nashville are going to get that 10th spot, but I think Philadelphia Union falls short in that play-in tournament. Number 10, the Nashville Soccer Club, and this is a club that has a shot to be in that playoff spot. Of course, they had some success on other tournaments except the MLS, but this team is going to get in at that 10th spot. Number 9, the Chicago Fire FC. Now, Chicago hired Greg Burkhardt, who is the former United States men's national coach. He's going to come in to Chicago. Now, a lot of people want to put me at number 12, but I think he's going to bring some experience to the Chicago Fire team. And again, he did it, of course, with Columbus Crew. So that experience, he's bringing that to Chicago Fire. Number 8, New York City FC. Young, talented new soccer club there. I could see them making it to the second round, maybe the quarterfinals, but not too far where I am right now. Number 7, the runner-uppers of the MLS Cup Finals from last year, the New York Red Bulls. Now, you might be thinking, why you didn't put them at top 5? Well, they add Choupo-Moting, who's the former Bayern striker, and they have to get healthy if they want to make another run to the MLS Cup Final. I could see that possibility, but again, Atlanta United, Cincinnati, Columbus Crew, Inter Miami, those are real good soccer clubs. And so Red Bulls have to prove they can beat one of those guys. At number 6, Charlotte FC. Now, the most hyped team this year could be Charlotte FC because they brought in Wilfried Zaha on loan. Dean Smith, in his second year as Charlotte manager, has done a tremendous job in his first year. But now comes the big question. How much hype of the Charlotte FC faithful is for them to get to an MLS Cup title? Now, could they win an MLS Cup title? I could say in the what, two or 3 years. But right now, I got them in six. I think they're going to be in a top position with number 5, Orlando City Soccer Club, which had a great year last year, but unfortunately falls short to New York Red Bulls. I want to see someone new in the MLS Cup final, but Orlando City is going to be a tougher opponent for maybe guys like teams like Miami, Seattle, Galaxy, wherever you want to call them, but Orlando City Soccer Club at number 5. Number 4, Columbus Crew. I think Chuchu Hernandez is a very great striker. I think they did lose Chuchu Hernandez, if I'm mistaken. If not, I might be in a wrong position. But Columbus Crew, they got it. It's a good club. They won an MLS Cup, of course, I think 2 years ago. So they've been there before, and I can see them come back in the playoffs and finally win it all. Number 3, FC Cincinnati. I know they lost Luca Acosta to FC Dallas, but Cincinnati, we can't doubt Cincinnati in this spot for maybe potentially be their year to go to the MLS Cup and prove all the doubters of them not a good soccer club, not going to win an MLS Cup because of Miami and these other clubs. I just feel like this is the year Cincinnati could make a big run here. Number 2, Atlanta United. And my Charlotte FC fans, I think you can say you're wrong. But I'm right. Here's why. Miguel Almirola, who is the winger for Newcastle, is coming back to this club. He's won an MLS title before with Atlanta United. And this team has grown. They got a striker from Middlesbrough. And there have been this roster that I'm looking at. This has got a shot to maybe potentially be number 1 at the Eastern Conference over the number 1 first place team, Inter Miami. Messi's still there. Jordi Alba's still there. Luis Suarez is still there. I know they lost Gomez to Brighton, but I think Inter Miami is still the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. Let's get to the Western Conference. Jumping into the Western Conference, and this is one of those big move surprises. Number 15, Vancouver Whitecaps. This club's not going where the right direction there are. A lot of I'm hearing right now the ownership, they got to sell this club. That's where I am. Number 14, St. Louis City Soccer Club. Do you remember that team 2 years ago when they won the Western Conference and they lost in the first round? And then their second year, that didn't go well. Third year, they got a new coach. Players still the same. I just don't see this them getting in the playoffs. Number 13, Sporting Kansas City. This could surprise y'all because remember, they did sign a striker coming out from the champions, LA Galaxy, but the roster's still the same. And not going to lie, but good luck, Kansas City, coming in at 13. Number 12, this is when I think the people will say you're wrong. Houston Dynamo. Now, y'all can say maybe San Diego's not in this spot, which I'm going to get to this one. But I think Houston Dynamo, they still got to prove they can be a playoff team, not just a team to just going down. Number 11, Colorado Rapids. Now, this team has done a tremendously job last season, but however, falling short. Yeah, falling short. Dominated in the first round, but same players, but questions around this club. Now this is where the conversation begins. San Diego FC at number 10. It's a new club, new regime, a new era. Plus, Chucky Lozano is in that club. And I'm not going to lie, Chucky Lozano is going to do whatever it takes to get this San Diego team to the playoffs. And I'm not going to lie, this is going to be one of those, oh, we doubt you guys. We never talk about you guys. You're in last place. I could see them make a playoff run. Not maybe it could be their year to just make a playoff run, but just get to the play-in. Number 9, Portland Timbers. They had a good year in first year, but there's still questions around that club. Of course, you do lose Amberster, who is now with Cincinnati, and that's a huge loss. How much of that's going to be affected their season? I see them at number 9. Number 8, Minnesota United FC. They got some questions on that roster. Can they win these full-time games against those top teams? I think that's still my question for them. Number 7, San Jose Earthquakes. Great offseason. They got a coach who's done tremendous in New England. Jose Martinez is in this team, and Chuco Hernandez from Real Salt Lake now joined this team. Wow. Number 7 for them. Number 6, Austin FC. This is an improvement year. Of course, Brendan Valkyrius from Monterrey coming in this club. How's that going to... Can he succeed this Austin club and getting them back to the playoffs? Number 5, Real Salt Lake. I know they lost their striker Amarugo to San Jose Earthquakes. Sorry, I mentioned Chuco Hernandez, but it is Amarugo to Earthquakes. But I think Real Salt Lake, I'm still questioning on their team. Yeah. Number 4, LA Galaxy, the defending champs. I just have questions on this team because they have to play their rivals, LAFC. They have Seattle Sanders. They got FC Dallas, who added Luca Acosta in their club roster. And teams like maybe San Jose, Real Salt Lake, Austin, maybe their home game against San Diego are going to be some bumpy roads for LA Galaxy if they want to repeat as champions. Number 3, FC Dallas. I think FC Dallas is the best team right now with Lucas Acosta coming in, the MVP, of course. But is that enough to get them to the top 3? I think it's going to come down to them or LA Galaxy at number 3. Number 2, Seattle Sanders. Now, is this the year they can win an MLS title? I will say maybe. Depends on the roster. They've been there before, and I can see them happening again. Number 1, LAFC. There's nothing to talk about, but Oliver Giroud is still in this team. They're going to be healthier on all sides of the field. Midfield, center backs, forwards, goalkeeper, wherever you want to go. Hugo Lloris is going to be healthy, and everyone else. I see LAFC making a big run in the Western Conference. Let's predict the dark horse and your MLS Cup champion. So, my dark horse team for the Eastern Conference is going to be the New York Red Bulls. I have questions with them. Of course, you do add Choupo-Moting in this team. Can they make a huge run to make it through the MLS Cup final? I think they can make it through the quarterfinals despite and they are going to have some bumpy injury roads away. So that's for them. In the Western, I'm going to say San Diego FC. I put them at number 10. I think this is going to be the dark horse team of the story. I see them there. Well, you can call it Cinderella team, whatever you want to call it, but I got them dark horse. All right, MLS Cup final prediction. So, coming out the East, I think it's Inter Miami over Cincinnati. And at the Western Conference, I got Seattle Sanders over LAFC. The winner of the 2025 MLS season will go to Inter Miami. Messi will win the MLS Cup title, and I could see them also winning maybe potentially the Club World Cup. Depends on how they play in that conference. But this season is going to come down to two things. One, Seattle and Inter Miami are both going to play in the inaugural FIFA Club World Cup. Is that going to affect their season, or will they just be focusing on this new tournament? But I think Inter Miami, with Lionel Messi in that club, they will find ways to win this year's MLS Cup. So I got Inter Miami winning the 2025 MLS Cup. If you have not seen my the big news, Zach Martin has retired to the Cowboys. Go check that out. Again, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, go down to the description, and I will show you my the full name of my account name on Instagram and TikTok to follow me on both those social medias. And I will be releasing my first ever MLS prediction video. Intriguing, right? See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.